Hey guys, welcome. This is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, your leverage for change. Today I want to speak about the fearful, avoidant attachment style person, that individual who he or she grew up in a home that was just basically very turbulent. There was a lot of emotional drama going on in that home. And this child grew up learning that relationships basically should be emotionally turbulent, right? That's a normal. That's what they saw. That's what they grew up with. And they just grew up believing, and then that will now translate into their relationships as adults. So, guys, this person is they have both sides of the anxious avoidant personalities attachment style and the dismissive avoidant attachment style, because they're the home that they grew up in, maybe the parents were on, it could have been a drug abuse, or could have been perhaps some mental health problems. And there were times when they were loving and caring and giving and they were there for this child, but at other times they would be so drugged out that they were not able to provide any kind of assistance for this child. And this child learned that sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. It was a normal, so it was a flip-flop. And to protect themselves, they kind of they're very fearful of intimacy. So whenever the parent or so they come too close, they accept it, and they thrive on it, and they really need it. They need intimacy, but they're also very fearful of intimacy because they know at any time that it can go. So basically, this person is going to be, you may have heard people describe their relationships as hot and cold, high and low, like a roller coaster. Those kind of descriptions is what you'll hear when someone is in a relationship with someone who's fearful, avoidant personality. There's a constant push and pull in the relationship, and it can be very, very difficult for both partners. But but the fearful, avoidant person, who is usually the instigator of this, does not even realize what they're doing, because they're just handling it the best that they could, because they don't know any better unless they've worked on themselves. They don't know how to handle relationships, and a lot of times this type of relationship does not last very long, or if it does last, is a very unhappy and toxic relationship, because there's always the other person in there, especially if they're just if they're anxious avoidant, it's even worse, because then that's even more the fearful avoidant will just move away because they can't take all of that closeness. And if it's a dismissive avoidant, the fearful avoidant respond by going closer and trying to get closer to the dismissive avoidant, because the dismissive avoidant does not, they're very cold and very not wanting people close to them. And so when that happens for the fearful avoidant and they need intimacy, they actually just go for it, try and get more of it from the dismissive avoidance. So you can see that they have this ambivalence always going on inside of them. It's like, come here, in a regular relationship, say somebody is secure in their attachment, it will be like, for the fearful avoidant, it will be for them, come here, come here, come here, I want you close, I want you close. But as soon as you get close, no, I can't take all this closeness. Just back off. I can't take all this. So it's always a push and pull, push and pull. Now, as children, they're very intuitive individuals. Fearful avoidant, they're very intuitive, because that is how they survived as children in their relationships. They had to be able to look and see when because of the physical, maybe abuse, emotional abuse, or whatever kind of sexual abuse as well. They had to be able to tell when it is that that person was coming to hurt them, or something was going to happen. They were going to lash out at them, or whatever it is. So they are very intuitive, and they can look at micro expressions and basically tell what will happen after that. So they can read micro expressions very well. They are very good at body language, guys. They had to learn that to survive. And so they, you know, the thing about that is that as they grow up and they're in relationship with somebody else, what will happen is that they're also reading their micro expressions. So if but they read it in a negative way because they don't trust very well. You know, it will always read in a negative way because they don't trust people. And if something happens, for example, if a person is 5 minutes late, they automatically begin to think that they're cheating on them. Or if they see someone talking to them or hugging them or something, you know, their partner, they might all, you know, think that there's something going on there. Or if they speak to them and maybe they look at their face and there was an expression like maybe they look over to their phone or something, they see all of that. They're very intuitive and they see every single micro expression and give meaning to it. And it's usually a negative meaning, guys. It's usually, and that's a bad part, it's usually a negative meaning. So they are very fearful of getting close because they feel that, you know, if they get close, then that person might leave, and then they don't know how they would survive that. So that is why they have this constant push pull kind of a relationship with someone else. And as I, you know, the problem is that they hunger for affection, right? But as soon as the affection, you know, but they don't trust it. Sorry. They hunger for affection, but they do not trust affection. So what they will do is they'll push the person away just to be in control of that area so that they don't fall victim to somebody leaving them, or you know, they will leave first if they sense that something will happen, just so that they are in control. They want to be, they're very fearful of being helpless. And so they also, in you know, in just regular general, without even relationships, so these people can be at two different ends of the spectrum. For example, the ones who are low functioning will probably be they'll probably do a lot of drugs. They might be alcoholics, or they might be people who just can't seem to get ahead. And the other ones who at the other end, high functioning fearful avoidance, they will be individuals who are workaholics, and they do very well and they're very good at their jobs, and they do this because they feel that they have to be good enough to be, most of the things that they've done is to be good enough to be in for a relationship with someone, to be good enough, because relationships for them is very important. But it's funny that and sad that when they actually get into a good relationship, it's hard to maintain one because of their volatility of always, you know, this push and pull, this hot and cold, because they are so afraid of being close, yet they need that closeness. Not only want it, they need that closeness. They're very empathetic. You know, they can feel people's feelings. And what they do too is they will give a lot. You might identify people like this as people who will overgive. They will put themselves last and give everything they've got just to have that connection with you. And they believe that they have to earn your love. They believe they have to earn your love, and so they overgive. And so they're always pushing themselves to do better. And it's all the end thing of that is just to feel valued, and to feel like worthy of being loved and wanted. They are not very good with small talk, you know, and then and neither are they, although they want a lot of conversations that are deep. When that conversation gets too deep, that they feel that they're connecting with a person, that there's a connection forming, they will push that person away. So it's a very volatile kind of a relationship. And unless the fearful avoidant is willing and realizes that the impact of the personality on relationships and life itself, they need to work on themselves. And you know, if they don't realize that they have to do that, then that can be a problem. So guys, I hope this helps to kind of identify the fearful avoidant. And also, if you're one, guys, I would say go and seek some help, because this is just going to, you'll continue to struggle in all your relationships if you're this type of a person. Take care. This is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, your leverage for change. Guys, if this is something that was helpful to you, please like and share the video and tell your friends. Okay? Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.